Jesus shared a heartfelt story about two men. One was rich, he lived in a grand house and wore elegant clothes. His life was filled with luxury and comfort. Every day was a celebration. He enjoyed the finest foods and the best wines. The other man was named Lazarus. Unlike the rich man, Lazarus had nothing. He was very poor and sick. His body was covered with sores, and he had no home. Lazarus lay at the rich man's gate. He was hoping for some kindness. He longed to eat the scraps from the rich man's table. Even the crumbs would have been a feast for him. But the rich man did not notice Lazarus. He walked past him every day without a second glance. He did not share his wealth. His heart was closed to the suffering around him. He did not show any compassion. Both men eventually died. Their fates were very different. Lazarus found comfort in heaven. He was finally at peace and free from suffering. The rich man found himself in torment. He was in a place of great suffering. He could see Lazarus far away. Lazarus was in a place of comfort and joy. Abraham, the father of faith, was with Lazarus. He was comforting him. The rich man cried out to Abraham. He was desperate and full of regret. He begged for mercy and a drop of water, but it was too late for him. This story is called the parable of the rich man and Lazarus. It is a tale that has been told for generations, a story that resonates deeply with the human condition. It teaches us about the dangers of indifference, a silent yet powerful force that can erode the very fabric of our humanity. The rich man's challenge was not his wealth. Wealth in itself is not evil. His struggle was his hardened heart, a heart that had grown cold and unfeeling. He chose to ignore the suffering at his doorstep, turning a blind eye to those in need. He valued his possessions more than people, placing material wealth above human connection. He lived only for himself, indulging in luxury while others suffered. This selfishness led to his eternal separation from God. This parable invites us to reflect on our own lives. We must examine our own hearts, questioning our actions and intentions. Do we turn away from the needs of others, choosing convenience over compassion? Do we prioritize comfort and possessions over compassion, forgetting the true essence of humanity? The parable speaks of a great chasm. This chasm separates heaven and hell. It represents the profound impact of our choices. It shows that our actions on earth have lasting significance. The rich man, filled with concern, wanted to warn his brothers. He didn't want them to endure the same suffering, but Abraham gently explained it was too late. They had the compassionate teachings of Moses and the prophets. They had the opportunity to choose a path of love and kindness. This parable is timeless. It has been lovingly passed down through generations, touching the hearts of people from all walks of life. Its message is as vital today as it was centuries ago. It speaks to the challenges we still face today. The hustle and bustle of modern life often blinds us to the struggles of those around us. Wealth inequality is a growing concern. The gap between the rich and the poor continues to widen, creating a stark contrast in our communities. Many live in poverty while others have more than they need. This disparity is not just a statistic, it is a daily reality for millions. The parable gently reminds us to look beyond ourselves. It calls us to see the humanity in every person and to act with empathy and compassion. We are called to share our resources. Whether it is time, money, or skills, we all have something precious to give. We must stand up for social justice. It is our responsibility to fight against inequality and advocate for those who cannot speak for themselves. We must care for the poor and marginalized. Our actions can provide hope and dignity to those who need it most. The story of the rich man and Lazarus is a heartfelt wake-up call. It challenges us to reflect on our own lives and the choices we make. It reminds us that true wealth is not measured in money. True wealth is found in the connections we make and the love we share. It is measured in compassion, generosity, and love. These are the values that build strong communities and create lasting change. It is never too late to bridge the chasm in our own hearts. We can choose to act with kindness and make a difference in the world. We can choose to act with kindness and make a difference in the world. Every small act of kindness adds up, creating a ripple effect that can transform lives and communities.